Hey everybody, I just wanted to make this video showing off, the town that I live in now, Hamburg, Pennsylvania. I grew up here, so I'm pretty familiar with everything, but I wanted to make this video so I could show off Hamburg in a fun way, creative, and just have a good time with it. So, welcome to Hamburg. Well, would you look at that? It's a beautiful day to show off Hamburg. We won't be showing off too much because I'm still trying to learn the history, but there's a lot of cool stuff. I'll teach you any tips and tricks that I actually know, which it's not a lot, but it's some. Over here on the left is Society Cleaners. Now, they actually just went out of business after like 40 or 50 years being around, so that's a huge loss, but I used to always walk by them after school and all that. And right here, this is the foundry. This is where they make a lot of metal stuff, but I mean pretty much working day and night. You can see somebody in there, which is sort of creepy, in the middle of the night when you're walking by with some Weiss stuff, but somebody's got to do it. And that's also why they have this awesome mural outside. Just really, really, really cool. But it shows sort of the history of making stuff. Foundry, horses, plowing, and plow works. Now, of course, you've seen that before. That is the firehouse. I keep seeing this, and this sort of gives like the idea that this is like where Hamburg was started. I'm gonna find out about that though, and I will let you know at a later date. Probably when I do maybe I'll do a whole video on the history, because there's a lot of history. I mean, you can see Hamburg on the map from like the early 1800s maps. So it's been around for a while. And there's another really cool mural right here. And this is sort of the official, unofficial, like middle of town. But you get to see they have like this sign and a whole bunch of different stuff. We're doing that. That's coming up. But just a whole bunch of cool stuff in the area. And it's a nice little message board. You might remember this street from when we're doing Hamburger Fest and all that, because there's this is pretty much closed down. This is the beer and wine area for the most part. And then there's like lines of porta potties right over there. But this is the Journey Cafe. This is where I went. This is the youth center that my church operates and runs. And I grew up here, and this is definitely where I found my faith for sure. But yeah, it's a really oldies dance coming up May 20th. Sick. And right around this corner is this church, which you should have also seen a lot. But even look at that, 1898 is when that was built. And I'm sure the church is older than that. And through all of Hamburg, you have these little estuaries. No, it's not an estuary, but it's a thing with water. But it's just running through all of Hamburg. And there used to be a duck feeder or a fish feeder here. I guess duck feeder too. And that just kept getting broken, which sucks. But yeah, every town's got some jerks. We just happen to have some of them too. Then right over there is the Moose Lodge, which is sort of just like a group. It's almost like a fraternity for adults. But yeah, you need to get approved to be a part of that. But it's sort of just pretty much just like a bar or something. Never had any interest in being a part of it. Probably never will. But it's there, and it says Moose on it, which I'm in. Across the street is the Windsor Press, which used to be a super popular newspaper. It's still somewhat popular now, but just not as much. And this is a super old drugstore, Adam and Bright. And they got some cool stuff in there still. Not always open, and it's less of a drugstore now, but it's still cool. And then we have the pretty much only Chinese place close to here that's good, Hot Po. The O is missing, which is it's pretty good. That's where I go. Across the street is Hecky's. I grew up going there all the time. Still pretty good food. They definitely give you a big portion. Sometimes the prices are a little weird, but it's good nonetheless. Across the street of this main part of Hamburg is Muller's, which they're a fine jewelry store. If you do go in there, just watch out. They got a giant dog. Then right next to that, the sort of opposite side, it's just something that's pretty much just like the Moose. You have to be like approved to go in there, but pretty much just like a bar. Here is a thrift store. Across the street is a tattoo parlor if you ever really needed to. And then over here is Necessities, which is sort of like a antique furniture place. They pretty much have everything though. Like anything that you really need. Like here's another antique store right across from that one. If you ever need something, it's here. And if it's not here, you don't need it. So like right there, if you needed to tune your bow, like where else would you go? Like, I don't know of another place, but this one's here. So if you need to, there it is. There's even a hearing center. Here is yet another funeral home across from another one. There's not a lot of originality here. It's pretty much just like, oh, there's a Burger King across the street. Let's build one here. But yeah, there's a lot of them. This is a super fancy hair cutting place. Barber. That's the word, barber. What Matters Co. And they do a lot of great haircuts. I cut my own hair, so I don't need that, but it's a pretty great place. Here you get to see like a really, really old bank. Is there a plaque somewhere? I don't see, but they even have like the old drop box, the old burglar alarm. So it's really cool to see something like that. I don't see like a plaque saying how old this building is, but it's pretty old. I mean, just look at it. That's old. So like right up there, this used to be a bank as well, and this is from 1912. This building was built. So that's pretty cool. And you look over here, I mean, and you'll see the endless little river, stream, whatever you want to call it, but it goes all throughout Hamburg. And sometimes it's really annoying. Dentist right here. Boom. Look at that. Look at that dentist. There he is. He's dentying. Is that the word? Dentying? No, that's not the word. It definitely doesn't hurt that I work 2 minutes up the street. Here's a little bonus, hilarious clip for you. We are here on the walking path of the Schuylkill River Trail. And this is the Schuylkill River, obviously, which we filmed a couple of times. And we were just doing awesome drone shots. But right around, I would probably say here, the battery like completely ran out. So it was like, oh, I'm gonna land it right here. And I was like, well, that's the river. So I was able to sort of emergency land it, but I landed it somewhere over there. I believe I think it's like right there. And there's not a really good way of getting over here. Got to go down some sketchy steps, but this is essentially either a peninsula or an island. So it's definitely not ideal, but I went back and got my boots on because there's definitely going to be some water. I already checked for a good 30 minutes trying to see if, hey, maybe I can get across my sneakers, and I couldn't. So this is rescuing the drone. Yeah, but I think it's like right over there. I'm pretty sure it's like right there. It's just weird because this almost looks like it almost looks like walking paths, but yeah, I don't know. This monster's gonna give me the courage to do it. And before anybody frets, Barbara, it's fine. I know that it's fine because of where I landed it. I got it about a foot off the ground when it completely died, so it's better than nothing. Ironically, this is where we filmed something like 15 years ago. with Calum where he was standing in there and like screaming about something. I can't even remember.
Well, today we have some gregarious flooding accumulating in and around Hamburg. And it doesn't seem to be slowing down a bit.
This is WWJD's Ted E. Bear. I'm on the field today to check out how the tide waters from the flood have risen. Right now, the rain stopped, but I'm sure it's going to start up again. This is 4th Street, believe it or not. This wasn't here 5 minutes ago, okay? Look at this. Massive. It's a pretty small car, but
it's weird that it's like right next to where that is. And you go off the beaten path right over here, right around this sketchy little turn. And these are normally known as like, these are suspense things. Yeah, so just gotta step down these. It'll be fine. We made it down, and what a trek that was. Also, you know, I believe there's a derelict living down here. Because there's a trash bag and some sticks that are all cut up. So, you know, if I get murdered, what am I gonna do? You know. So we're gonna go down this path. This is grown a lot of trees and branches. This is the other side of smoke cocaine. All right. This is the other side of Hamburg that most people don't get to see. So you are getting a very good image right now. So I think the best way is to just maybe over here. I don't know. It seems like there's gonna be water no matter where I go. I'm gonna go right across here. While I'm walking and my legs are showing, we're just gonna go. Surprisingly, my feet are not wet, so these boots are like great. That's so crazy. My feet aren't wet at all. All right. Now this I will not be stepping into because this is standing water. That's like all the West Nile virus in the world is right here. I made it across. Take that, West Nile. So we're on the peninsula, island, whatever you want to call it. So we've made it, technically. All right. Let me put down my pants again so I don't get bit. Do you see what I mean though? Like it's all flat here. It's almost like it's like a path. When we get over there, you'll see for sure. We just got to get under that bridge, and then on the other side of that is where it is. So if you live in Hamburg and you still don't know where I am, like over there's the park. So this you know, not many people get to, well, not many people trek over here, let alone want to trek over here. But I'm here, now you don't have to. Look at that, look at that. Hit that subscribe button, come on. Interesting, this is all like stone here. Almost like it was a basin at one point. Which I'm wondering, maybe if it floods over, which is interesting, you know, maybe in a flooded area right now. He's been a big true crime fan. And this is like just one of the stories of like, oh yeah, so-and-so lost his drone and he was looking around this wooded area and that's when he found the body. It's like, what? So it's a little creepy, but should be around here somewhere. Starting to look really, really familiar here. So when I was going around, I remember seeing that. I remember seeing this bridge, and I remember seeing the State Street Bridge. So I know I'm in the right spot. It's just where exactly. I mean, I don't even know what that is. Oof. This is what I'm saying. It's like, this is like a path almost. So I remember seeing this. I mean, we're literally about to come up on it. Oh, I think I see it. Right there. Yep, there it is. Holy smokes. Thought you were gone. Ooh. All good. Well, I mean, I crash landed it like Sully, dude. A little different, but still. All right, we got it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I guess we'll have to see what we're doing next time. Bye.